You are watching The Book Club. Every Wednesday, we handpick the best books to improve your life. 15 of the best books that were made into a movie. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. Hello, Aluxers, and welcome back. It's great to have you here with us today as we explore the best books that were made into movies. Now, keep in mind all these books we're about to present you with are pretty well known internationally, and the movie adaptations have become iconic in the world of cinema in their own right. After taking things into consideration like, is the book a bestseller, book reviews, and how well the movie did, we came up with a pretty outstanding list. In no particular order, here are the 15 best books that were made into a movie. Number 1. The Godfather by Mario Puzo. What better book is there to start with than one that captivated the globe and inspired one of the most iconic films of all time? This searing #1 bestseller is a mob drama that focuses on the powerful crime family of Vito Corleone. When the youngest son of the Don reluctantly joins the family business, he becomes caught up in a cycle of violence and betrayal. The epic movie, inspired by Puzo's book, was directed by Francis Ford Coppola and won the Oscar for Best Picture. It's an original classic that became a global phenomenon instantly, and if you want to read the book, just go to alux.com/freebook and sign up. If it's your first time, you'll get the audiobook version right away for free, all thanks to the great people at Audible. We bet that's an offer you can't refuse. Number 2. The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Very few stories are universally beloved by both children and adults as The Little Prince is. This book reflects the author's unique style and gift of bringing everyone together with something as simple as a magical fable. The story follows a young prince who travels to various planets in space and addresses a multitude of topics, including friendship, loneliness, love, and loss. It might seem just like any other fictional story at first, but The Little Prince conveys a deep message through its pages that life is only worth living if it's lived for others, not for oneself. The movie adaptations throughout the years were pretty well made, especially the ones in 1974 and 2015. But no form of adaptation can ever rise to the success of the book, being one of the most sold books in history, with well over 140 million copies. Number 3. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Moving on to a best-selling young adult novel which was written by a pretty popular YouTuber, which we are 93% sure you know. Anyway, the book revolves around a teenage girl who's been diagnosed with cancer and attends a cancer support group. However, she is reluctant to do so. Shortly after, she meets a boy there who's a year older than her. They fall in love with each other. The Fault in Our Stars brilliantly explores the humorous, thrilling, and tragic side of being alive and in love. Also, make sure you have some tissues nearby. We're not saying you're definitely gonna cry, but you might experience some minor leaking from the eyes. Number 4. The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. Narrated by a warm and compassionate Grim Reaper, the book tells us the heart-wrenching coming-of-age story of Liesel, a little girl who grew up in Germany during World War II. Since the Nazis burned millions of books in order to suppress culture and promote ignorance, illiteracy was sky-high among the younger population. However, that didn't stop a little girl who stole books to learn how to read. Through her curiosity, Liesel quickly comes to understand the horrors and hopes of wartime and the power of words. Zusak's #1 bestseller is now a major motion picture and reveals once again the unbridled ability of books to feed the soul. Number 5. Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. Many books have been written about the Civil War and its aftermath, but none are more popular and more epic than Mitchell's epic novel of war and love. Gone with the Wind focuses on the life of bad-tempered beauty Scarlett O'Hara, following her drama during the Civil War and her tangled love affair with Rhett Butler. The author conveys a timeless story of survival under the most difficult circumstances, as well as creating two of the most famous lovers in English literature. The movie stemming from this book was a riveting success, making it one of the most popular and celebrated films of all time, thanks in part to the brilliant, talented actors Clark Gable and Vivien Leigh. Number 6. The Princess Bride by William Goldman. Those of you who saw the 1987 movie probably liked it, but did you know the depth of the movie cannot be compared to the depth of the book? It's like the film is the tip of the iceberg, and the book is everything that's underwater. It's a delightful romance novel with an original storyline, rich in character and satire. The central theme here is loyalty, where two lovers stay faithful to each other even in the face of jarring circumstances trying to tear them apart. Goldman retells a centuries-old tale in the most original manner, proving that with a bit of imagination, nothing gets old, except maybe the way you look at things. Number 7. Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. This brilliant novel expresses with flawless authenticity the true confessions of one of Japan's most celebrated geisha, and will take you on a trip filled with romance, erotic moments, suspense, and a completely unforgettable storyline. Now we enter into a world where appearances are paramount, where women are trained to enchant powerful men, and where love is treated as an insignificant emotion that you should just cast aside. A 9-year-old girl is sold into slavery to a geisha house, and there she's forced into servitude, later on deemed worthy to provide quality conversation, dance, and song to the house clients. Honestly, you don't want to miss out on Memoirs of a Geisha. Number 8. The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. If you're in the mood for an endearing romantic tale, you found the perfect movie or book. Whichever you choose, it'll leave you sobbing and asking for more. The central theme in The Notebook is love conquers all. The main characters in the novel face tremendous obstacles before they can be together for good and live happily ever after. Based on a real story, Sparks brings to life two characters that have become iconic in the literary world, as well as the world of cinema. And if you don't want to miss out on this love chronicle, head over to alax.com/freebook and sign up. You can get the audiobook version for free if it's your first time, thanks to our friends at Audible. Number 9. Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. Written before the millennial age started to build tension, Palahniuk's book addresses a society that has reduced a generation of men to a bunch of emasculated, unhappy, and aestheticized living things. The fights the members of the club take part in represent a resistance to the impulse of being enveloped in a society's cocoon of dread and unhappiness. Fight Club is one of those spectacular books with a narrative like nothing you've ever seen that became a cultural phenomenon soon after the film was brought before the world. Number 10. Life of Pi by Yann Martel. This author succeeded in slipping the most profound existential questions into a brilliant adventure story that captivated the hearts of millions around the world. Life of Pi is a modern classic like no other, which sets the scene for one of the most exceptional and beloved works of fiction in recent years. Martel managed to bring us a rich and dynamic tale full of discussion of morality, faith, and the ambivalence of what's considered to be truth. Also, Alaxers, if you want to learn some more about morality, check out our video, The 15 Best Books on Morality. You can watch by clicking or tapping in the top right corner. Number 11. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Inspired by a real story, To Kill a Mockingbird showcases the story of innocence corrupted by evil. This classic novel, set against the backdrop of a small town in Alabama in the southern U.S., follows the remarkable transformation of a young narrator that comes to understand the injustice, pains, and hopes that are part of every human life. There's probably no better book that explores human morality and sparks a constant conversation regarding the inherent good or evil within people than this novel by Harper Lee. Number 12. Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Although the book was pretty good, director David Fincher took it and ran with it. The result is a surprisingly awesome movie. Gone Girl is a mystery novel that brings to light the devastating effects dishonesty and superficiality can have on a relationship, along with the devious actions of the media looking for a story. We don't want to get too far into the details and spoil anything for you, but this book has been praised as being one of the best works of fiction of the 2010s, so you should definitely give it a try. Number 13. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. As one of the most cherished novels in English literature, we're pretty sure some of you are expecting this one on the list, right? Pride and Prejudice is a humorous story of love and life among the upper class in English society during the Georgian era. It centers around the importance of marrying for love and not simply for social or economic gain as tradition dictates. If you're the romantic type and enjoy reading love novels, there's no better book for you than to enjoy Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Number 14. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. An exceptional novel from the Jazz era, which stands the greatest achievement of this author's career. On the surface, this is a thwarted love story between a man and a woman, but if you look beyond that, The Great Gatsby is really about the decline of the American dream in an era of decayed social and moral values, evidenced in its overarching cynicism, greed, and empty pursuit of pleasure. Number 15. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. This international best-selling sensation combines murder mystery with love in one satisfyingly complex and entertaining novel. One disgraced financial reporter teams up with an ingenious investigator that has trust issues in order to find out what happened to a woman from a wealthy family who disappeared 40 years prior. It's a fascinating tale that taps into the web of morality and astonishing corruption. We're 103% sure you'll like it. Oh, and also, it's the first book of a trilogy in case you're still thirsty for more after you're done. And that wraps up our list, Aluxers. We hope you enjoyed it. Tell us, which movie adaptations have you seen from this list? Are there any you think we left out? Let us know in the comments. And of course, for sticking with us until the end, here's your bonus book. Number 16. The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. You might have seen the movies from this epic saga of myth and fantasy, but did you know there are 7 books in this series? With that many books, Lewis included multiple themes, including good versus evil, betrayal and forgiveness, courage, magic, and others. It's a phenomenal tale about 4 kids who move in with an old professor in order to seek shelter from the war, and discover in his house a wardrobe that leads to a magical land called Narnia. Everyone will enjoy this, Lewis's crowning achievement as an author.
Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.